welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing my December TBR. I just cannot believe it's the end of 2018 already. This year has gone so fast and I find that every single year is getting faster and faster. I've no idea what 2019 is going to be like, but it is scaring me quite a bit. But anyway, December's TBRs are normally me trying to get through all the books I want to finish before the new year. This year there's only about 4 books that I want to get through, and I really hope I do get through them, because 2 of them are new releases and one of them's a book that I've had on my TBR since Christmas because someone got me it for Christmas and I just have not picked it up yet. So these are books that I really do want to finish before December, but if I can get through more books then I'm not going to complain. I'm just not sure if I will, because December is always a really busy month. But as you will see in my November wrap up, I've read so much more than I did in October. I think it's because I'm getting used to my new job, we're not having to do as much with the house. So I think I may get through more than these 4 books, but I'm going to play it safe for now. First book I want to get through, and is the priority, is The Taming of the Queen by Philippa Gregory. As you know, this year I've been reading 1 book every month from the Plantagenet and Tudor series. The only month where I did not read a book was October, and that really annoyed me. So this is a priority for December because I do not want to be missing another month. If possible, I might read the next book, which is The Queen's Fool, but that's not a priority. I don't mind reading that in January. I want to get this read. This one follows Catherine Parr, Henry's 6th and final wife, the one who survives. So I'm guessing this goes from when she marries Henry to when Henry dies, and it might even go into Henry's son Edward taking the throne, because I think Catherine becomes the regent for Edward. I'm not 100% sure. And then this will probably stop either when Catherine dies, because I'm not sure when she dies, or it might stop when Edward dies and Mary takes the throne. So I can't wait to give this a read. I might audiobook it though. Last 2 books, The Other Boleyn Girl and The Boleyn Inheritance, I listened to the audiobook and I really enjoyed them, and I got through them a lot faster. So it might be that Taming of the Queen I audiobook it as well, but a lot of these books I've got on my TBR, I kind of want to audiobook them, so it's going to have to be, do I audiobook or do I read them? But this is definitely a priority. I also want to read Bridge of Clay by Marcus Zuzak. This was a new release in October, I believe. Still haven't read it yet just because I've had more priorities. As you know, October wasn't a good reading month, and in November I just wanted to get through quick short books just so I can get my TBR cleared a bit. This one is a bit big, but I think I'll be able to get through it. I love The Book Thief, which is probably why I've been putting this off, because this has so much to live up to. The Book Thief is one of my favourite books. Bridge of Clay, I believe, follows 5 brothers whose father has gone missing, and the youngest brother, Clay, is wanting to try and find out what happened to his father. So this might have a bit of mystery in it as well. It is an historic fiction, but I haven't looked at it that much, so I don't know where it's set in history, which is probably another reason why I'm putting it off. But I kind of wanted to go into this blind, just because when I went into The Book Thief I didn't know much about it. So I really want to give this a read. I will probably read this after I've read my current read, which is The Witch of Willow Hall. So you'll probably see this on my December wrap up. I also want to read Heroes by Stephen Fry. This is another new release that came out beginning of November, so I want to get this read, and then that's all my new releases read for the year. This is Stephen Fry's 2nd book on the Greeks. His first book, Mythos, came out this year, and that was all about the Greek gods. This one is all about the humans involved in the myths. So you've got Hercules, I can't remember who else you've got, but you've basically got all the humans from Greek myths. I don't really know many Greek myths. I'm normally all about Norse mythologies, which is why I'm finding these quite good. I'm not sure whether to audiobook this, because Mythos I audiobooked because it was narrated by Stephen Fry, and with that you got all this humour with it, and I struggle to pick up humour in books, which is why I don't read many comedies. So I don't know whether to audiobook this so that I can get more out of it and the humour, or whether I'm just going to go straight into it and read it, because it does have a few pages with pictures in as well that I missed out when I audiobooked it last time. I might just read it and see how that goes. But this is definitely another one that I really do want to read. The last priority for December is The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. This is the first book in the Mistborn series. I got this for Christmas and it's been on my actual wish list for a while just because I want to get into some more adult fantasy. The only proper adult fantasy I've read is Game of Thrones, and I think that's why I'm a bit scared about picking this up. Game of Thrones was great the first few books, but then it just got uber complicated and I did not know what was happening. Whereas this, I'm not 100% sure what it's about. By the sounds of it, like the evil lord has won and there's this rebellion starting to try and knock the evil lord off the throne. But from what I've heard about it, the magic system is quite complicated and I think that's what's scaring me. I mean, the main reason why out of all the adult fantasies I wanted to pick this up was because I always see the covers in Waterstones and the covers just make me want to read them because they're just so nice and simple. And I'm going to have to get this read. I think after I finish these 3 books, I'm just going to have to pick this up, go into it and just see what it's like. I don't think I will audiobook it though, because sometimes with audiobooks I have the bad habit of maybe wandering off into another world. Sometimes if I'm walking to work or something and I see something, but I think this will need 100% concentration, so this will have to be a reading book, not an audiobook, and I will just have to see how it goes. I am just really worried. If you have read this series, please, please, please tell me more about it. Put my mind at rest, because I am going to have to read this, but I don't want to go into it with bad thoughts because that's not going to work out well. So those are the 4 main books I want to get finished by 2019. If I can read more books, which cross fingers I will, I'm not going to complain because reading more books is always great. Because I do have quite a few books from the My Book Box Chronicle box that I get. 3 books in each box and I haven't read any of the books from the last 3 boxes. So I'm going to have to get those read. But those aren't a priority, I can read those whenever I like. So that's all. What are you wanting to get read before the end of the year? Or do you have any Christmassy books? Because thinking about it, I don't know whether to read The Christmas Carol. It's not a priority, but maybe if I've got time, I've got a nice illustrated edition, I might give that a read, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, I will see you later with a new video. Bye!